Hello, my name is Neil Chan, and today I'm going to be showing you step by step how I make a fingerstyle arrangement of Ed Sheeran's beautiful new song Afterglow from scratch. And I'm going to be showing you my thought processes of how I do it and how you can do it as well for this song and for any other song. Now, I listened to the song a couple of times and it is beautiful, and it is also beautifully simple in both its melody and harmony. So it's a good song for us to work with today as we delve into how to create a fingerstyle arrangement. Alright, so before we get started, there are two main things that we need to first figure out in the song, and that is our key and our meter. So what key we are in and what meter we are in. So whether it's in 4/4, 3/4 or 12/8 or some stuff like that. Alright, so I've got the YouTube video here. So what we're going to do, we're going to just take a listen. On first listen, what I want to establish is the key and the meter. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be snapping along and try to find what's the pulse of the song. And second of all, I'm going to be singing random notes. Now, you don't need to sing beautifully. I want to stress this. You just need to be able to sing the pitches to find where the tonic note is so that we can figure out what the key of the song is. Okay? So we're going to try to do this quite quickly as well. So yeah, I love this video.
Stop the clocks, it's amazing. You should see the
Alright, it sounds like it's in 4/4. 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we've established the meter. Now let's try to sing and find the tonic note. Alright, so from that, la, I found that this is the tonic note. Alright, now la, I don't actually know what note that is, so let's try to find it on guitar. Okay, here it is, la. So this note is B, so I think we are probably in B major. La, la. So we've established two things, the two main things that we first need to figure out. Our meter is in 4/4 and our key, it's in B major. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the B major scale. If you want to figure out how to play the B major scale, I'm going to put the diagram in the corner here so you can play along with it as well. Okay, so B major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Alright, so that's the B major scale. You might be wondering, what are those things I'm singing, right? So that is solfege. And solfege is a key for making fingerstyle arrangements. Solfege is putting a sung syllable to every note within a scale. So you may be familiar with the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do syllables. It's quite common. You would have heard it if you studied music a little bit. So for every note of the scale, we have a specific syllable. And it just makes it easier to identify where in the scale each note is. So I know do is note number 1, so is number 5, la is 6, fa is number 4, mi, re, do, mi, re, do. Alright, so I have a lot of other content on solfege if you want to learn a little bit more about this technique, which is very, very good for figuring out melodies. Okay, so what we're going to do, I have our scale. Now what we're going to do, we're going to listen to the melody that he's singing, and then we're going to try and figure it out using solfege. So I've done this quite a number of times already, not for this song, but for other songs. So the moment I hear the melody, it translates into solfege syllables in my head. And then I can transfer it onto the guitar. So let's take a listen from the start again. If you want to watch the video.
Stop the clocks, it's amazing. You should see the way the light dances up your hair. A million colors of hazel, golden and red.
Alright, so I've got da 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 ba da 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 da. Alright, I'll just sing ba da 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 da, and that doesn't tell me what note it is. But if I sing it in a solfege, mi 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 re do re mi re 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 do re 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 do. Alright, that immediately tells me if I've got my scale. Mi is note number 3 here, alright? So I'm just going to play it in this lower octave first. So we've got mi 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 re do re mi re 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 do re 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 do. Alright, and you can play it in the higher octave. Here. Mi 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 re do re mi re 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 do re 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 do. Okay, so that's the first part of our melody. Let's continue.
Saturday morning is fading.
Mi 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 mi.
The sun's reflected by the coffee in your hand. My
That part. Mi 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 re do re mi.
eyes are caught in your gaze all over again.
Re 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 do re 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 do. Alright, now it's going to the chorus.
We were love drunk, waiting on a miracle, trying to find ourselves in the winter snow.
Okay, just that part. Mi so la. Alright, so you can sing it in head voice if you can't go that high. Just to figure out the pitch. So we've got mi so la 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 so, and then mi so la 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 so do re mi 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 re re. And then the next part. Mi so la 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 so do mi. That part, it starts on a higher note now, and it's a do. Do ti la 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 so do re mi 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 re re. Mi so la 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 so do mi. That part. Mi re do la so. Mi do ti do. Okay, so mi re do la so do ti do. Alright, so it's a beautifully simple melody. A lot of repeated notes, and I'm just gonna play it through once for you to hear. Alright, and I'm gonna sing it at the same time in solfege. So the verse. Mi 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 re do re mi re 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 do re 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 do. Second phrase. Mi 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 re do re mi re 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 do re 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 do. Going on to the chorus. Mi so la 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 so do re mi 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 re re mi so la 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 so do mi. Alright, and the next phrase. Do ti la 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 so do re mi 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 re re. mi, so, la, 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 so, do, mi, re, do, la, so, do, ti, do. Alright, and that's the verse and the chorus. And the song just repeats itself with another verse and then another chorus with some slight variations in melody, but we're just going to work with these two first, okay? So we've established our melody. Now the next part is you need to figure out the harmony. And this is the core of fingerstyle arrangements. You figure out the melody, you figure out the harmony, and then you join them together. Okay? So we're going to listen again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and identify the harmony, and I'm just going to be playing the bass notes of each chord. Now, just listening to this song alone, I can tell that the harmonies are pretty straightforward. You don't have any weird chromaticism or key changes and all that. So before I play it, in fact, I'm just going to run through the chords in B major. I believe it's completely diatonic. And diatonic meaning all the notes and all the chords are in the key of B major. We're not going to get any weird stuff around. Alright, so B major chord. Here, I'm playing it in this higher octave. You can play it up here as well. It doesn't matter. Okay, but B major, and then the most common chords in pop songs like this will be our chords 1, 4, 5, and 6. And that means starting on the scale degree number 4, we have this one, which is E major. And then on scale degree number 5, we have F sharp major. And then starting on scale degree number 6, we're going to have this chord, G sharp minor, or you can play it down here if this is a little bit easier. Alright, so we've got B, E major, F sharp major, and G sharp minor. We might get some other chords if we this is the minor 2 chord, which is a C sharp minor. But I don't really hear that in the song so far. I think it's just going to be using chords 1, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so let's hear the song and let's try to figure out the harmony together. Oops. Starting from the top.
Stop the clocks, it's amazing. You should see the way the
Right.
light dances up your hair. A million colors of hazel, golden and red.
So it definitely starts on the 1 chord. So let's listen to that again, and I'm going to try to play along to figure out the chords as I go along. 1 chord.
Stop the clocks, it's
So
amazing.
that's the 1 chord bass. And goes to the 4 chord,
See the way the light dances up your hair.
5,
A million colors of
6,
golden
and then to 4. Right, so this is the verse chords. 1
Saturday morning is fading.
to 4,
Sun's reflected by the coffee in your hand.
5,
My eyes are caught in your
6,
gaze all over again.
4.
We
Chorus.
were joined
It stays on the 4 chord,
trying to find
resolves to 1, to 5, 4, and then to 1, 5, 4, 4, 1, 5, 4, 4, 1, 5, 4, still 4, and then to 1, 5, 4, resolve to 1, stays on a 1 here, and then the verse repeats. Alright, so that's the structure of it. I'm just going to play the full chord now, and maybe I'll sing the melody so that you can hear how it fits in. Alright, I don't know the lyrics because it's a pretty new song, but I'm going to sing it in solfege, which is actually more useful in our fingerstyle arrangement. So chord number 1. Mi, 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 mi. Mi, 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 re, do, do, re, mi. Re, 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 do, re, 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 do. Mi, 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 so, la, 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 so, so, do, re, mi, re, re. Alright, so I messed up there. I made a little mistake, and that's okay. I'm arranging this for one of the first few times anyway. So let's try the chorus again. So we've got mi, so, la, 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 so, so. So it stays on the 4 chord for 2 bars instead of 1, because when it resolves to the so, it sounds like it wants to resolve to the 1 chord, but it actually doesn't, right? Mi, so, la, 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 so, so. Still on the 1 chord. Do, re, mi, re, re. Mi, so, la, 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 so, so, do, mi. Do, ti, la, 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 so, so, do, re, mi, re, re. Mi, so, la, 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 so, so, do, mi, re, do. Mi, re, do, la, so, do, ti, do. Alright, so that's the crux of it. So I've got the chords, I've got the harmony, and I've got the melody. Of course, the more you do it, the more you will be able to identify the harmonies and listen out for the notes a lot better, and the process will just get faster with time. Okay, so now we've got our melody and we've got a harmony. What we're going to do to make the fingerstyle arrangement is we're going to just play the melody and we're going to play the bass note of each chord along with it. Alright, so it starts with this phrase and with the 1 chord bass over it. So we're just going to play the bass note, okay? Start with the bass. And then go into the 4 chord. And then go into the 5 chord. Go into the 6 chord. To the 4 chord. Alright, so let me just try to play that in tempo. Go to 6 chord here. 5 chord. One more time. Alright, so I've just got the melody and the bass going on there. And let's go on to the chorus. So it starts on the 4 chord. Into the 1 chord. To 5 chord. And do, ti, la, 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 so, so, do, re, mi, re, re, mi, so, la, 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 so, so, do, mi, re, do, la, so. Okay, this part. Mi, re, do, la, 4 chord, so, do, ti, do. Alright, so now we've got the skeleton, the outline, the bass note, and the melody together. Now what we're going to do, instead of just playing the bass note, we're going to just fill in the whole chord, the whole harmony, by just tinkering around as you're playing the melody and the bass note, by adding in all the other notes in the chord shape that you're choosing. Alright, so I'm going to be playing around this general area. So these are the chord shapes that I'm going to be choosing to use. So it will be this B major here, and then the 4 chord will be here, E major, and then the 5 chord, I'm going to change it to this voicing, and then 6 chord will be here. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's do it. the next two verses, I'm just going to keep playing, and then it's going to get a little bit more intense, all right? So you can do so much with this. So there we have it. It's not perfect, definitely. You need to practice it and get it down a little bit. So do I. And the beautiful thing about this technique is that we're not just learning from tab, and we're not just having a fixed fingerstyle arrangement. We know the melody and the harmony, and we know how to fit it in together. And what that means is that we can play this in literally any key that we want. So I'm going to be trying it in the key of A major, right? So maybe you're playing along with a singer and they can't hit Ed Sheeran's really high note. So we just lower the key and we can play exactly the same way. So that's the idea of it. So yeah, I really hope this has been helpful for you, and have lots of fun. I really had fun listening to this song, and I love Ed Sheeran's music, and I love him as an artist. So I hope that you found this useful. Have a lot of fun arranging your own fingerstyle arrangement of it. Don't copy mine. Make your own using the concepts that I've taught you here. Alright, so until next time, I will see you again. Goodbye.